Hey loves, it's Ashane. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how I slay my colorful lace frontals. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. So first I have the 99% alcohol. I just put this on a cotton ball and then I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe off any extra dirt or excess makeup that I have on my face. As you can see, that is makeup, definitely not dirt. Now I'm going to get my Got To Be glue. I know you guys have heard of this, who hasn't? And I'm gonna just get that and put that around my edges just to kind of lay my hair back a little bit. You can use this if you want, you don't have to, but I like to do it with a toothbrush just so I can go ahead and make sure all of my baby hairs are put away. Because I don't know about you guys, but I wear wigs for fun, not to have to wear them permanently because I pulled out all of my edges. But anywho, I like using the toothbrush because I find it a lot easier to actually get a hold of my hair and lay it back flat like I want it. And I really like brushing the sides of my hairs really well to try to get all of that hair all the way up, as you can see, because sometimes it still sticks out and I do not want to pull those hairs out. Now I'm getting the blow dryer and I'm just going to put a little bit of heat on all of the places that I put the glue just to make sure that I actually get these hairs to stay in place. And as you guys can see, the heat was a little bit too high. So make sure you guys have it on a good setting so you do not burn your face, because that would be really bad. And while I'm putting the blow dryer away, can we take a minute to look at my eyes, you guys? Like, I did an amazing job. They really look good. Okay, so now I'm just going to get a stocking, and I like to use stockings instead of the caps because there's different colors that match your actual skin tone, your scalp color, and also it kind of stays down tighter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the Got To Be glue spray once I get situated. And ladies, if you have to adjust your wig cap or if you decide to use leggings, it is completely fine, because as you'll be able to see, I didn't like where I had placed my leggings, so I actually just lifted them up and scooted the cap forward. So good thing that this glue isn't like super sticky at first, so I was able to adjust it. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it how I want and try to get all of the places that you put the glue. And this is the Got To Be glue blasting free spray. And now I'm just going to put some more heat on it, and this is just to go ahead and dry up that spray and to make sure that our cap is nice and secure, because we don't want this to start lifting once we get ready to cut it. And you guys, I went ahead and sped this part up because I literally blow dried my hair for about 10 minutes. And you guys, I do this just because I do not want to start cutting the cap like I said before and then it starts to lift. And you guys can go ahead and do as I did and just feel around just to see how dry it is. You can definitely tell when it starts to get like a tad bit harder. And so once it's as hard as you think it should be, or it feels pretty dry, then we can go ahead and begin to cut. As you guys can see, I'm not playing when it comes to my sides, because this is always the part that I find to be most difficult to lay down. So I make sure that I put as much heat on it as possible just to make sure it will actually stay down. So yeah, I'm gonna keep blow drying it for a while. While that's going on, let me tell you guys about yesterday. So first of all, I was eating, and as you guys know, I love food. So I was definitely not paying attention, and I'm eating my chicken, and I guess I didn't see the fork. Yeah, I know I'm cute, but I guess I didn't see the fork, so I bit down super hard and basically chipped my bottom tooth. So it was like really bad. You guys, so I like ran to the bathroom just to look and see. And yes, I definitely have like a small piece of my tooth chipped off. So that's it. I'm just gonna have to go ahead and get all new teeth. Okay guys, so now that we're done blow drying, I'm gonna go ahead and just start to cut the cap. I like to start around my ears, so I basically just get the scissors and just go around my ears. I know some people like to cut more of the cap off. I just basically like to cut around my ears and then also the front of my head. And as you guys see, yeah, those sides are definitely still trying to come up. Now you guys, I'm just going to cut the leg part off of the stocking because once again, these are stockings, not a wig cap. So I'm just gonna cut that off. And basically this process is just for us to basically get an outline of where we're gonna place our wig. And now I'm just cutting the other side where my ear is. And you guys be careful, do not cut your ears, and also make sure you don't cut your hair at the top either. And if you guys run into the same issue I did, if your sides of the cap are still trying to come up a little bit, I just get the blasting spray, spray it down, and then I put a little heat to it. And then it was still starting to lift a little bit, so I just went ahead and grabbed my handy dandy rat tail comb and just went and pressed it down just to add some pressure and to make sure it would actually stick to my head. So if you just get the ends and just slowly press the cap down, eventually it will go ahead and stay in place. Okay, now you guys, before I cut the front of the cap, I just got a little bit more of the glue, and I'm just putting it around the front of my edges just to make sure the cap is really secure. And that way when we begin to cut, I can also place the wig on top because it's sticky, and make sure that the wig does not lift as well. And this also really helps give that melt down look that we all want to achieve. Plus you guys, this glue is like so easy to come off. Like literally all I do is get some water, dab it on there, and it comes right off. So I'm not afraid of putting a little bit more glue than if I were using Ghost Bond or any other type of glue. And then now I'm just putting a little bit more of the blasting spray, and then I'm gonna put some heat on it and make sure that it's dry before we begin to cut the front of the cap. Okay guys, so now that it's dry, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my scissors and start cutting down the middle. And you guys feel free to start from any side you feel most comfortable starting with. But like I said, I like going with the middle, so I'm just cutting that till I have it where I want it, and then I'm just gonna go down each side and cut a layout of the perimeters of where I'm going to place my wig. And also ladies, if you want to make this a lot easier, like far as your outline of where you want to place your wig, it may be easy to get like a pencil or something and kind of do like an outline. That way you know where you want to cut your lace, and you're not having to basically guess like I am. But I kind of know how I like my wig, so that's why I'm not using a pencil. But if you are unsure, then go ahead and use the pencil, or if that'll make it easier for you to cut, then I would advise you to go ahead and get a pencil and just do like an outline of where you would like to place your wig. That way when you start to cut, it's super easy. And as you guys see, I'm just basically doing the outline of how I would like my wig to be placed. And be careful, make sure you guys are kind of pulling the cap up along as you go. That way you're not cutting your skin at all, or you're not cutting too much of the lace. But basically I just kind of go section by section, and I just lift it up a little bit and then cut it right off. And yay, this is the best part, you guys, when we get our rat tail comb, and basically we're just slicking the cap down. That way it's kind of giving that melting effect that we all love, because this is what makes our lace frontals go from whack to snatched. And you guys feel free to get scissors and cut off any extra excess parts of the cap that you guys see as I did, because once again our goal is to make this look as flawless as possible so we can slay. Drum roll please. So now ladies, for the best part, we're going to get the wig and go ahead and put it on our heads. So as you can see, I'm just going ahead and putting the wig on. Come on, you can do it. All right. How long am I taking? Wow, look at her. And you guys, this looks so good already. I don't even need to do anything else. Like, that's it, we're done. Just kidding. So now that we have our wig on, I'm kind of just pulling it down on my face to see where I'm going to place it. And I'm just pressing down, just trying to get a feel for how I want it to look. And then I'm going to slide my wig back and get some more of the blasting spray and kind of do like a final spray around my edges. And then once we're done spraying this, we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit more heat until it's dry. And also, if you have any stuff that kind of drips down a little bit, go ahead and wipe that off. And then I'm just taking the comb once again to make sure my sides are down. And now we're just going to slide the wig into place and just press down on it with our fingers so we can make it stay in place. And pull your baby hairs back or your hairs back just a tad bit, that way they don't get kind of stuck down to your head either. And you can do as I did, which is basically get the rat tail comb and I'm just slowly pressing my sides of my hair down and just basically getting the parts of that lace and making sure that it's flat. So ladies, make sure y'all don't have any ruffles in your lace, because if so, that kind of defeats this whole purpose of us doing the melting look. So ladies, make sure that you're getting like the creases, folds, bumps, air, whatever, out of your lace frontal. That way it is as flat to your head as possible. And ladies, if you have to do like me, go ahead and flip that comb over and just comb them edges down. And now I'm just getting the blow dryer and adding a little bit more heat. That way I can make sure that my hair is actually secured in my head. And if I try to pull on it, it won't come up at all. So basically I'm just kind of feeling around and making sure the lace is completely stuck down to my head. And now, as you guys can see, it's dry and I'm even pulling my hair, blow drying it, and the lace is not lifting at all. So yay, that's what we want. So we're doing good so far. Now ladies, this is the hardest part for me. I don't know about you guys. I'm just combing it back because we are about to start doing our baby hairs. Eventually, I want to get to the point where I can do a more natural look where I don't have to have baby hairs. I'm going to give that a try, but I'll do that with like more of a darker, more natural type of wig. So I'm just getting the freezing spray once again. We're going to use this whole bottle by the end of this video. I'm going to spray that on my toothbrush, and then I'm just going to go ahead and start to get a tad bit of the baby hairs and just basically brush them down. And I don't know how you all like your edges, but I just kind of like going from top and just swooping down to kind of make that hair go and blend in with the hair that I have on the side. And now we're just going to go ahead and get the top. Also, ladies or gentlemen, if you guys have found a more simpler way to like lay your baby hairs, please comment so I can know and try it out myself, because as I said, this literally takes me like 15 minutes, like no joke. I just shortened it up for the video, but I literally spend like a lot of time on perfecting my baby hairs. And I also like to use a foam lotion is usually what I use, but I wanted to try the freezing spray just to see how well that worked. But yeah, it's called Nairobi, I think I'm saying that right. But yeah, I just use that and basically that does the same thing that the freezing spray does. I just find it a tad bit easier to use, but again, it's up to you guys. So whichever one works easiest for you is the one that you can use. If there's something else that you guys have found that works a lot better than the foaming spray or foaming lotion or the freezing spray, also put that in the comments. So now you guys, I put a wrap around my head, and it was just a t-shirt that I cut, and I basically just used that to lay my hair down. And I'm just using a brownish color eyeshadow. You can use whatever you like, just that way it'll kind of blend in with my natural skin color and make my lace frontal look more realistic. So I'm just getting a little bit of that, and I'm just dabbing it in the spots that I'm going to have my part or where my frontal is going to show. And now ladies, it's for the grand finale. I'm taking the shirt slash hair wrap off, and now we get to see what it looks like. Ooh, look at that, you guys. You can't even tell I have a frontal on. And yay, that's how you get that melting look. So you guys be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos if you want to see more tutorials like this, or if you just want to laugh, learn something new with your boo and come through. Just kidding. But bye, loves.